Hello, welcome to my humble abode after 10 years. I would like to cover some tips on how I got here. I'm playing on the normal settings, so nothing too crazy. Population of almost 400, my approval is very high. So anything over 75% approval, you actually get 2 families a month that move in, instead of just 1. And let's just go around here and see what I have for tips. Yes, these ones here. The first thing I did, the first houses or burgage plots, I actually did farms, like vegetable gardens. And if you make them kind of angled so that the garden is bigger, you actually get more vegetable plots space. They do require more like labor to work them, but overall you will get much more bang for your buck. And you do start with 50 regional wealth, which isn't very much to get you started. You could easily mess that up and basically time gate yourself into getting your first, means of getting wealth, i.e. trading post. So for the first 30, I like to get 2 vegetable gardens on like basically the biggest plot that you can make for the garden. Obviously make the church and the manor and the markets very close to houses, kind of like a central area. I probably could have made the church further down, but I did make the church quite early in this playthrough. Early on, you do still want to make quite a lot. Like, I like the setup here. It's quite useful. Everything works well together. It's all about getting your logistics down right and getting like a storehouse in every little section. The storehouse is for, the charcoals, the planks, the timber actually gets stored on itself. That's why I have 4 of them instead of having 1 with 3 workers. I have 4 with 1 worker on each one. And for the early part of the game, the first several years, I actually had all 4 of these, but only 1 worker at 1 camp, not at all 4, because the other 3 were basically just a location for them to drop off timber, because timber doesn't get stored in storehouses. As you can see, it's just firewood, tools, and planks. So timber is too big to store in there, and with this I basically have just over 100 timber that I can hold here. And then everything is around it, so they don't have to walk too far to grab it. These are just vegetable gardens. Mostly what I upgrade is vegetable gardens. As you can see, my city doesn't actually have any farms. I don't like how they run the farms. I think they're still bugged. I don't believe that the farms are efficient. You'll get, 1 or 2 crops in a year, and that just doesn't seem efficient for how much space you need. You would probably need like this much space here to feed this whole place, and probably at least like 40 families working on that, and that just doesn't seem very efficient. Whereas you can have every single house have 1 of the 3 chickens for eggs, or vegetables for vegetables, obviously, and the rest I just do. I have, what's it called, a brewery close to the tavern. This is the brewery that I upgraded, and it's right next to the tavern, so there isn't much transportation time. I like to make smaller markets in different sections so that every house gets supplies. Because if you have like one huge marketplace and, say this house over here, you can upgrade it. These are relatively new. I'll probably throw down another market right here as we go. I do actually have a market here. So it is growing. These 2 are markets, but we need more infrastructure here to support these houses. At this point, I don't really even need I don't plan on upgrading these to the next level. It's easier to just make more houses, hence why this is here. This is kind of like the residential suburbs part of the city. And I think it kind of adds to the aesthetic where, you know, you got the downtown center with the nice tavern. I'm making cobbles, cobbler shops, and I have Fletcher shops, tailor shops. This was mostly for early game and sheep so I can keep making leather for everyone. But as I got later on in there, I actually just got trading posts and I opened a lot of trading. I opened too many, so there's actually a limit that I learned. I would say maybe 8 or 9. 8 should be your max. As you can see, I opened so many that they basically like slow each other down. There's a bottleneck going on, so I'll speed it up for a bit just so you can see it. It doesn't actually go faster, and I did just reload this save, but as you can see, they're waiting for each other. And yeah, you don't want this to happen. So I built a second trading post thinking it would help, but they all just go to that one anyway, so I'm not sure. And you don't actually need workers in here to do any of that. I just mostly have workers in this because they help fill the market stalls. So say, you know, you want to fill another market stall, you can build, say, even a storehouse. And once you build that storehouse, you can man people there. And if they have nothing to do, they're going to just be a market, you know, market stall attendee for anything. It doesn't even have to be for anything that they are specialized in. There's the storehouse, so let's put 2 people in there. And you'll see soon enough they will grab the little market icon. And of course, if you upgrade it, you'll be able to hold more of them. I did make taverns around the city. I believe there's another one here and another one. I have about 3 or 4 taverns, and every tavern has their own brewery across. So the big thing about this is mostly just getting the movement down, where you can see you got the weaver's workshop here, and you got the storehouse here, and you got the sheep farms here, and the pastures in the middle. So I have a lot of, about 40 sheep, and everything happens so fluently here. And then, you know, you have a storehouse that is mostly going to be for these things. I've tried putting these off and on, but they don't seem to listen. They do at first, but after a while, like I put off on some of these things, and they will still put it in there, which I found kind of annoying. But yeah, the way I'm supporting food for everyone is using the chickens and the vegetable gardens. Honestly, it does so much that you don't even need farms. And I'm not even hunting animals anymore. As you can see, I've pushed them all the way down here. They don't do very good if you don't have any of the upgrades. Here you can see I mostly just took the trading upgrades and the deep mining, which I don't think is very necessary. And I did the sheep breeding. But a lot of these are pretty, like, I don't want to say useless, but other than the trading one, the rest are very mediocre. Hopefully, you know, when they unlock this, I will probably just focus 100% on these, because you can achieve, you don't need to know how to craft. Like these 3, pointless. These 2, this one is the only useful one. You need this. Charcoal burning is amazing. Sheep breeding, pretty good. I don't think farming is worth it. It takes forever to make bread. All of this is too expensive. As you can see, I have 5,000 regional wealth. I'm constantly trading. Let me just show you what I'm trading. So I'm getting rid of all my extra planks. I'm getting rid of all my extra roof tiles because I'm making roof tiles like crazy. Yes, the price is super low now. That's just because I've traded so many. So that's probably time to like trade that into import. I'm not buying any of these. For food, I'm literally just buying all of them. And they're super low, and I'm literally buying every single one. I put it only to 10 at first because this was early game. I haven't really changed it because my population eats food so fast that it's basically constantly dropping from 10 to 0 and then back to 10 to 0. But I'm going to make it 50 now. Basically, the only reason vegetables is higher is because it's hella cheap right now. And I can sustain myself buying all the food and of course additional food from the gardens and the chicken, eggs. It's not enough. I ran into a problem where you can't make enough. Even if like 90% of your burgage plots are dedicated to vegetables and eggs, you can't make enough food. Especially not for 400 people. So I started buying and I started focusing more on exporting, you know, stuff like wool, because I'm making huge amounts of wool. Iron, I've exported a lot of that. Exporting iron slabs. Actually, not the iron slabs. I'm exporting the... I was at one point, I'm pretty sure. The yarn, everything is just super cheap now. But even though it's super cheap, I still have so much of it that I don't need to make anything. I've even bought all my ale. All my ale's been bought. I don't have a single... I have a brewery, but I don't have a malt. I don't grow barley. I just buy the ale straight up. And I also buy the... I buy the malt straight up too because I didn't want to destroy the prices, right? So that's why they're both cheap. Because if I was just buying ale, it would have been too expensive. So I'm buying malt and ale, and then I have a few breweries, maybe 4 or 5, that are dedicated to making that malt into ale. But I'm skipping the whole process of growing the barley, malting it, and then brewing it. I'm just buying it, brewing it, handing it out. Buying ale, handing it out. And I think specializing in certain things is better. I know it's not as like cute and stuff, but when you think about it, it's actually more realistic. Most countries, most like communities and world, like just around the world, they all specialize in one thing. You know, like what is, say, Alberta known for? They're known for their beef. What is, say, Dubai known for? They're known for their oil. You know, what is, I don't know, Colombia known for? Coffee beans. Anyway, either way, they all specialize in one thing. So I've chose to specialize in a few things and just sell them en masse. Things that are easy to make, like shoes, are very easy to make. That I had to make it at 50 because I had hundreds of shoes, but I wanted to keep some for my people. I'm selling tools, very expensive. You know, things that are like 6 to 8 are very good to sell. And I bought so much, I had to stop buying these. I was buying these. All my guys are upgraded. I keep buying these. I'm actually importing the bows because I sold so many. I had like over 1,000 bows. So I'm trying to buy some back to stimulate the market. Basically bought all of this. I don't have anyone that's making any of this because it costs too much material, and you're better off just selling the material itself. Like this roof tiles, they sell for so much compared to weapons. Like if you look here, the roof tile, which I don't know where it is. The fuck? Yeah, the roof tiles normally sell for like 6. I brought it down a lot, of course, so I'm going to start buying them. But they sell for 6. And if you look at military, a lot of these weapons sell for like 6 too. So I have a huge amount in the treasury because I'm actually taxing my people. I'm not sure if I turned it off. Let me just check. Yeah, no, I'm taxing them 10% and I still am managing to hold 87%, which is doubling my growth. I do switch it back and forth though. Like as you can see, last month I did 20 taxation, so I'll do this until I drop to like 75% and then I'll go back down. And I have so much food that I'm just trying to finish the game at this point. To get more discipline and to take over the place. And I've fought so many armies with this one army I have. Basically a squad of archers. I got a squad of retinue, which are like very, very maxed out. They have all the gear. They got everything they could possibly want. Then we got spear militia, which are S-class units, very cheap, very easy to make, and just very good. Then we got militia footmen, which are the other S-class. I would just say mostly militia and footmen. I like to have the archers. I don't know how well they do, or if just having more militia or footmen would be, but I've always loved archers in games like this. That I have, you know, 4 squads of them. So another retinue from my smaller village that I just started. A couple more archers. And then 2 of these archers are actually mercenaries. So normally you can only have 6 units, but I actually pushed it up to 8 because I have mercenaries. A lot of them have died, like these were all 36, 36, 36. So it's not as big as it was at one point, but I fought all these armies on my own to the point that I think I'm ready to just take this one and fight them again. They've never gone back home. I just keep fighting them, and I think at this point I can actually make another, yeah. Fuck it, let's do it. How many can we do? Let's do 2 of them at once. First things first, I like to grab a portion and just build a farm and then delete it. And then you kind of get rid of that area of trees. You can do it bigger if you want, you know, you can do something like this. It's just an easy way to deforest. Costs you nothing, it's instant. And then there's our camp. Let's just go something like that. You always want to connect to the King's Road because that's where the trading is. Trading route's up really far for this, so we won't focus on trading too much here. But we're gonna do something like, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do something like this. I just want to show you the maximum potential of something like what I was talking about. Yes, it's kind of far for them to walk, but this will make so many. So you want to start from here, from your little new base you placed. Just make a line. Branch out. Looks pretty even. Doesn't matter too much. At this point, I'm basically about to finish the game. I probably don't even need to be doing this. My army is so strong that he can't even fight me. Shrink it down. Place that shit. Working camp. Do a little connect. I like to make roads go all the way around. I think it helps with movement. Not confirmed, just my idea. And we'll just do half size instead of doubling it. And we can do some more houses this way. Let's make another road connecting this to that for now. You can always delete roads later, so it's not too big of an issue. Make a little market. Let's actually cut this road in half. It's a tad too big. And then one more ox. Buy another ox. The gauntlet has been thrown. Kind of forgot I did that. So this is my second little city. Right over here. I made this one like really quick. And basically the same kind of style. Garden plots, sheep. So this one is different because this one I upgraded into this because it had doubles the meat, passive meat income, and hides passively. Also did the trades because it's the best perks, I think. But the reason I did that is because this one actually has a rich deposit, which is insane because you can have 4 hunters and it still will never get under 10 or even close to 10. It's insane. So this is my meat factory, I guess. Oh shit, they're coming from the back. That's interesting. It's funny though, they won't actually attack my city. Because, you know, people back then had have some respect for each other. We're going to meet in Waldbrand, you know? This is where we're meeting. We ain't pillaging and doing the other bad thing to villagers. We're not Vikings. Anyway, let me show you my pack stations where I had too many warbows here. I couldn't sell them all, so I started shipping them out mainly for, I forgot to mention, this is where I get more food. Because the other place makes so much food that it's unnecessary for them. So I'm supplying the main village with food from trading, from all the burgage plots, and then also from my other city. Meat and berries. I'm giving them clothes, ale, and warbows, so they're getting like the things. I switched this to warbows. Before it was shoes, so they were getting 2 clothes, they were getting ale, they got a church, and within like less than a year in game, I got these to level 3 because I got everything I needed very quickly. Once you get your first city set up, you can just pop these off super quick. Like I'll even show you here. Let's just, before this battle starts, let's just do the same thing here. Here we have only 1 rich deposit, which means this one could be my gardening one. Yeah. Let's do it. Even though I spoke so much bad about it. Okay, let's map it out maybe first. Before I start building anything crazy. So we're just gonna focus on barley, honestly. Because that's the hardest one to sustain. So that's where our shit's gonna be. Now, we're just gonna make a road around it. Except for there. And the amount of time that I play this game in pause is hilarious. You wanna just build out everything while you're paused. I think it's the best bet. And now, since we got that, I think the best bet would be just to get rid of these. So now we have the outline of where our farm's gonna go. And now we can get rid of a bit more over here. So we can actually build our little village. Alright, so first things first, I totally forgot, but a storehouse would be good. So let's do a storehouse. Over here. Then we'll do wood cutting. Make a little road that goes around it. I am particular, so I would like it to look somewhat nice. Good enough. Now we get the saw pit. We can honestly just go here. And then Woodcutter's Lodge. And hunting camp. Berry farm. I like to make the roads right into the berry farm and right into, because roads won't actually make the animals migrate, which is hilarious. I think that maybe needs to be changed, because why is it not being registered? So we still got 12 wood. Let's make some houses. So since this one is going to have a big influx of farming, this one can be my farming village, I guess. It's gonna be annoying, it's gonna keep unpausing the game. Okay, burgers plot done. Upgrade it to... Wait a minute, why is that one being built first? This one's doing great. It doesn't need anything else. If anything, it just needs to fill out. Workers. That's fine if they're homeless. That's fine if they're homeless for a bit. It's not the biggest deal. Where's the storehouse here? Oh, I didn't build a storehouse, did I? Or a well. That's fine. We'll let them deal with it while we fight off this battle. Fire, man.